Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having me on the show this morning. I think you touched on a couple of the important areas. There's always high expectations and a huge emphasis on subscriber numbers. So I think there'll be, everyone be looking towards the net additions. If the company is able to finish the year in a very strong position, some guidance on the password cracking, and of course the moves into advertising, and also how well the company is performing as it shifts focus to other new revenue generating areas such as games. So I think as a collection, those are kind of enough to get into, really.
And there was a lot of conversation about these attempts to essentially stop people from sharing that password. But there's a lot of factors when you look at these earnings. My question to you really is there any clear evidence that actually these attempts to prevent users from sharing that password are actually working?
Yes, there was a period where the company was really struggling to attract new subscribers, and there's no coincidence that we've seen a ramp up in the number of net additions over the last 2 quarters, and in large part that's attributed towards its efforts towards trying to crack down on that and effectively forcing people to take out their own subscription. Of course, that's happened in tandem with the launch, with the moves into providing an ad tier as well, which at CES, which I've just come back from in Las Vegas, it was announced that they've now accumulated 23 million subscribers onto that ad tier. So there is clear evidence that those initiatives are working, and that gives the company confidence, certainly going into this year and over subsequent quarters, that there's still a lot of upside to benefit from that.
Now, you've mentioned in some of your notes the Beckham effect. I was just wondering if you could let us know what do you mean by that, and to what extent should we expect diversified pipeline of content from Netflix for the rest of the year?
At the end of the day, Netflix is there to provide a service, and telling stories and creating those next biggest blockbusters. And of course, the company's benefited from a ramp up in subscribers as a result of some of that new content that's come on. And of course, that we had the Beckham effect, and and during calendar Q4, there was a slate of other new shows, including the finale towards the Crown and the Squid Game. So I think it's all part of the company's aspirations to effectively be a one-stop shop for consumers' entertainment needs. And I think this is the interesting point here. And it's not all about creating the next biggest blockbuster, which it's obviously trying to do, but that it requires a lot of resources, but equally finding the right balance of trying to mix that with its own blockbusters along with third-party content to really try to find that sweet spot, not only for users but also households' habits and attitudes as well. And obviously, the more data it's able to collate, it has a better understanding on those users, which then can attract the ad dollars amongst the brands to come in with confidence to invest within the platform.